Coach, I guess first question, just your thoughts on pro day and getting watching some of your guys a lot of defensive guys out there that you coached for 3 years and to see them reach that level of their
Yeah,
career.
kind of bittersweet. You know, a lot of guys who developed really good relationships with and were really good players for us the last several years. And you know, you enjoy watching them go out and fulfill their dream of working out for the pros, and look forward to their future here in the next coming weeks of the draft and everything. But kind of sad that they're not going to be lined up in maroon and white. You know, and then we come out and practice and we didn't look too good. And man, you wish you had a few of those guys back. So, but happy for those guys. That was a great performance today.
How much does it help having guys like, Jackie and Jalen, guys that, came from the portal and had, pretty immediate success? How much does it kind of help when you're making the pitch to, players in the portal moving forward?
I think that makes it, you got some evidence right there of you got a plan in place for guys when you recruit them out of the portal, and kind of speaks to what you hope is the, I don't want to say ease of learning the defense, because obviously you hope you got some complexity to what you do, but that you have the ability to coach them, get them up to speed quickly, and get them on the field, because that's usually when guys are transferring, right? They don't have time to sit around for a year and lose a year learning the system. They want to get on the field and play. So,
What's kind of your thoughts on Saturday being the first spring scrimmage? How was kind of your schedule with that, or just normal scrimmage? Or
we're still putting that together. We'll see what the practice. We'll watch it today's practice and see how Thursday goes, and we'll finalize how many reps we need to get, particularly for the guys who. Some guys, they're proven players. You don't need to give them a bunch of reps. Spring's all about development. And other guys, we got a lot of guys who we gotta develop them as players. You got to evaluate them to whether you got to make decisions whether you think they're good enough to help you or not. And so I'm sure we'll be on the field and get quite a few reps in. But at the end of the day, you got all these drills. You do different tempos, thud, tag off, blah blah. The most valuable film towards evaluation is playing real football. That means you can live tackle, cut. Guys go make plays on the ball. Some guys make plays, some guys don't. So these three scrimmages opportunities we get in the spring are huge.
What's your thoughts about the running game and how it's coming together, and maybe a little bit different than in the past? But you got some veterans in the rooms, and you guys, how's that position coming together?
Yeah, we just got talented running backs. We got big offensive linemen, and I think we got quite a few coaches on the offensive side who know how to scheme up and devise a run game to crease the defense and create seams for the running back. And so I've enjoyed watching the different ways they're attacking us. Selfishly, I'm kind of enjoying it, because there's some certain guys on here. I've been on the defeating end of their rushing attacks before, so I'm kind of we're getting a chance on defense to tinker around and maybe try to do some things differently to help make us better.
When you talk about spring being a time for development, how have you seen some of the younger guys, whether it be freshmen, sophomores, come in with an intensity in this spring?
The early enrollees?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys could be going through their senior year of high school, probably getting ready for prom right now. Instead, they're in spring practice, and some days they look like they're excited to be here and glad they early enrolled, and some days they do look like they wish they were getting ready for prom instead. And so it's fun anytime you get a chance to work with those guys and get a jump on their development. You feel lucky as a coach, and so I've enjoyed the early enrollees. A couple guys have flashed more than others, but the biggest thing is getting them in the weight room, getting the nutrition, and just seeing how their bodies develop. You don't want to be lined up in this league with a whole bunch of true freshmen playing for you. Emmanuel Forbes and a bunch of Emmanuel Forbes just falling off the trees, right? They're kind of special when they come in and they're freshman All-Americans, and so. But you get a chance to develop those guys and start their development earlier. It's always fun.
you got a lot of returners on defense, especially up front. We talked about safeties and trying to find roles there, but one particular battle kind of interesting, big shoes to fill with Tyrus Wheat. What have you seen from John Lewis and J.P. Purvis there?
Same thing. One day one guy might do a little more than the other, be more productive. I think both guys are taking the right approach. They're playing plenty physical. I don't think we have a guy with quite the savvy of Tyrus. Situational awareness, maybe as good a feel in coverage that he had. But I like the way we're working. But at the same time, I probably tell that group every day, I got no problem playing around with a 4-2-5 and getting an extra D lineman on the field. I kind of like to tinker on defense, and Coach Brock does too. So we're going to figure out who the best 11 are and play those guys.
Emmanuel, obviously you didn't leave a lot of questions after your performance at the Combine. What were you trying to maybe get accomplished today?
Just show that I'm real fluid in my technique and how explosive I am, honestly.
How do you feel about weighing in a little heavier at 170 at this time? Was that something that was big on your kind of list to achieve heading into this?
I tried to weigh in at 170, 175 at the combine, but it just didn't happen. But it was like it felt normal, felt good to weigh in at 170 here.
You've competed now at the combine and pro day. Let's kind of take us through your schedule between now and draft day.
I got 8 top 30s coming up in April, and then hopefully go to Kansas City for the draft.
And speaking of the draft, teams are obviously going to start reaching out and kind of getting to learn you more as a player. You know, what kind of feedback are you getting from them, and maybe who are some of the teams you've heard from?
I've heard from almost every team, but I've talked to the Patriots, the Eagles, and the Cowboys and the Steelers a lot. They're very interested in me, and just keep gaining weight. We'll see on draft day, one day at a time.
This process is a lot different. When you're in high school, you're the one doing the picking. Now somebody's picking you. I mean,
Yeah.
how different is that when you begin to think about this process?
Honestly, I just control what I can control, and if whatever team picks me up, they're gonna get a great player and a great person.
You shared that defensive backfield with Martin Emerson for a couple years, and he had a pretty good rookie season. Has he given you any advice going into the draft process?
Yeah, like I said, he just told me to enjoy it and just like don't take it for granted. People usually don't get to do this, and just keep doing it.
How do you think Coach McBath prepared you for the next level, and has he given you any advice as well?
Oh yeah, he prepared me greatly, like with the playbooks and watching film and doing all that. So yeah, Coach McBath prepared me.
What was it like being out there today with guys like Jalen and Jackie, who you obviously shared the field with last season? What's it like kind of going through this with them?
I was excited knowing that probably the last time we touched the field together, like as a group. So we're just very excited and I enjoyed it a lot.
Back to the McBath angle to it. This is a guy that's played in the National Football League. A lot of coaches sell you on a dream but never realize it themselves. But to play for a coach that has done it and played at a high level in the National Football League, what did that mean to you, maybe aid in your own development?
I just trust what he said. I always listen to him and just being coachable, honestly. He taught me the right way. He taught me how to do things. So I appreciate him for that.
Noticed you at practice a lot. You still go out there and watch them in practice and drills.
Yeah.
What's that like for you to still be around the program?
They still look at me as like the leader of the group. I broke it down the other day, and they just listen to me and listen at the pointers I give to them.
I'm sure there's most of your life that you can't even remember without a football in your hands. Just how surreal is this moment for you to really be living out your dreams and just thinking about yourself as a little boy at one point?
It really hasn't hit me yet. Probably won't hit me until I get drafted, actually, but I'm really just enjoying the process.
Do you think you're the best corner in this draft?
Yes, 100%.
What do you think of, there's been a lot of mocks of you going first or second round. What do you think what do you think that is a value that teams might not be seeing in the projections that are a little later than round one?
A lot of teams just try to knock me for my weight, and if I feel like they're not gonna pick me because of the way I weigh, they just make a mistake, honestly.
I know there's still a few weeks to go, but how surreal is that moment going to be when you hear your name called?
It's gonna be a relief, honestly, but I know it's still work to do, and I still have to work to get to where I want to be.
What does Mississippi State kind of mean to you, like through all of this, and how did kind of Coach Arnett prepare you for this moment? You think?
Mississippi State means a lot. They treat me like family. Always welcome me with open arms and just show me the right ways. And it's just Coach Arnett. He's a great guy, great coach, great leader. Honestly, and he just keeps it honestly with you, and he's just a great guy.
So Jalen, how did you feel like you performed today?
I feel like I did pretty good. Showed my talent, showed my strengths and what I can do. I had a pretty good workout.
Was there anything specifically that you were trying to, show off to scouts, something that maybe they didn't know that you could do?
My 40, show how fast I really was, and just open up.
Did you kind of get a time on that at all?
Not right now.
You didn't?
Still waiting on time.
Looking at your career at Texas and here at Mississippi State, how much you think your versatility is going to be able to help? Obviously, you've played corner and you've played different safety positions.
I mean, I feel like it's going to help me a lot to show that I can play all the positions in the backfield and secondary, and this thing going to help me out a lot.
How many teams have you met with?
I met with quite a few. Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay. Do you have an expectation of where you think you might land on draft day?
Nah, whoever picked me, that's where I'm going.
What kind of feedback are you getting from teams? What do they like about you?
My size, my physicality, and stuff like that.
Since a bowl game, what's kind of been your routine? Where have you been training at?
I've been training in Dallas, Fort Worth, at Apex. My routine, just get up, wake up, work out, take a break, then come back and work out again. So I was on a 2-a-day.
How would you kind of describe your time here at Mississippi State, transferring over from Texas and getting a couple seasons here? I mean, what was it like for you?
It was wonderful. I had a great time. I felt like it was the best decision I made in my career as to come to Mississippi State. Embraced me, all the family environment. I really appreciate it.
What do you think of Forbes? And you were with him every day and playing with him. You know more about him than anyone else. What do you kind of think of his game, and what do you think he'll be at the next level?
Freak athlete. Yeah, he's one of a kind. You don't get them many kind and to play with. So I was kind of special to play with him.
And there's a couple mock drafts that have him going the first round. Some have him going a little later. It might be because of the weight was a little lower than the average corner. So what do you kind of think that NFL teams should know about him that they might not when they look at that?
I mean, he the first DB off the board in my opinion. I mean, he the best one. He showed everything he can do. I mean, he was the best one.
Jackie, what's the day been like, and how would you kind of assess your performance today?
Today it went very well for me. I wanted to come out and show my ability to move, and I think I did that pretty well.
You feel like you had a good 40?
I don't know my exact time, but I feel like I had a good 40. Yeah.
But when you go to these drills and everything like that, I mean, is there anything new that's maybe unfamiliar to you? I mean, or do you train on this stuff during your preparation time? How do you kind of assess the drill part of the pro day?
Yeah, some of the drills was new, but it's football at the end of the day. Like on-field drills, I'm used to. I've been doing it all my life, so it wasn't too hard for me.
How do you think Mississippi State has prepared you for the next level?
Mississippi State, they prepared me good because they just believing in me and stuff like that. They gave me a lot of confidence and stuff. Then to come out here today, it made it easy.
Jackie, I know you've played a few different spots in the secondary from your time at West Virginia and your time here. Do you think that kind of helps you, with teams being interested in you, just your versatility?
Yes, being able to play all positions on the field, I feel like that's best suited for me. I've been doing it.
How beneficial do you think it too was getting that SEC tape to be able to show that going against SEC receivers?
Good. That was one of the main reasons I wanted to come down here for my last year, just to play against the best competition and the best people in sports. And I feel like they helped me out a lot.
I guess what's it mean to you to be going through pro day and all the stuff that comes with preparing for the NFL?
It means a lot to my dream about this day since I was a little kid, and just coming out here being prepared. I feel confident.
Obviously, it's probably don't think about it at the time, but now that the season's over with and you look out here and you got yourself and Jay and Colin Duncan and Junior out here competing in pro day, kind of take a minute to say we had a pretty good secondary last year.
Yeah, them my brothers, man. Since the first day I came, they took me under their wing. They showed me the ropes and stuff. The adjustment wasn't too hard at all, and just being able to come out here and compete with these boys, that's all I can ever ask for.
Kind of going off that, what do you think of Forbes as a guy that was with him all the time? What do you think of him at the next level and of him as a player?
Yeah, I feel like Forbes, he's definitely one of the top corners in this draft. Just the way he go by each day, practice, everything. He got a pro mentality, and I feel like Forbes will do very good.